Today on Zoltan the Wolfman, a routine trip to the training field turns into a disaster. Is hierarchy within the wolf pack shattering? A brown bear gets an unlikely roommate, but will it work out? And Zoltan's animals are booked for a shoot, but will they be ready for their close-up? In the world of wolves, the leader of the pack is not always the strongest wolf. Sometimes he's the cleverest wolf. And sometimes he isn't a wolf at all.
Now I'm the boss, and they cannot bite me. I'm not using power, you see?
Meet Zoltan Horkai, the Wolfman.
And this is how we do aggression scene in the Hollywood movies.
Zoltan uses his animal's natural instincts to achieve his extraordinary results, making him the go-to animal trainer for movie directors all over the world.
And action!
And it's not just wolves that fall under his spell. For the first time, Zoltan is opening his doors to reveal how he achieves these incredible results. Welcome to the world of the Wolfman. Zoltan Horkai has been running the Horkai Animal Training Center near Budapest, Hungary, for the past 14 years. But he's had a special relationship with animals all his life.
Why do I like wolves? I have no answer for that. When a small kid is choosing a sport, being a boxer, a wrestler, a swimmer, or a tennis player, they can tell why do they like that the most. And I loved wolf before I had wolf. And I didn't know them. I didn't know the way of the wolf. I simply just knew that I want to have a wolf one day. And now I have 21. But don't kiss me for that.
His center is spread over 3.5 acres and is home to over 100 wild animals who live here together. Some of them came from zoos which couldn't keep them anymore. Some were rescued by Zoltan. Others, like the deers and boars, are born and bred on the farm, and Zoltan's daily life rotates around them. He's joined by 11 members of staff, including Peter, Zoltan's business partner, and Dori, Zoltan's wife. Zoltan's methods are very different.
You see
from
that?
other trainers.
He didn't bite me. And this is how we do aggression scene in the Hollywood movies, you know? This is totally normal for him, that I'm trying to dominate him, and he is just showing the teeth and accepting dominance from me.
He doesn't teach his animal tricks for treats. He looks for the natural way to motivate an animal to perform an action.
This terribly hot weather can help us a little bit, because they are not only hungry, but they are also thirsty.
Zoltan has been honing his training skills for the last 16 years, and his methods require a deep understanding of the wild animals he works with.
Munch, 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 Bruny. Ez a beszéd. Ank, ank. They are not like dogs. You cannot beg them to do. So you have to convince them. They have to think that they're doing it because they want to do it, not because I'm asking them. Again, they are not domesticated, that you can ask them to do something. They would do it if they want to, but if something comes between, they won't work. So they have to do it no matter what, just on their own will. And that's how we do it.
It's early morning at the Horkai Center. Some animals are getting fed, while others will have to wait to emulate life in the wild, where food does not turn up at predictable times. Rather like Zoltan's film commissions.
Right.
So what did you get for me?
A new commission, man.
What's that?
This coming from Austria right away. Natural history documentation. We don't know the exact task. Probably have to improvise on set. There's wolves, there are bears. Well, actually one bear. And we know that they have to act naturally. That's all we know. We have to find out the rest.
When is the shooting?
It's on Sunday. We have 3 days.
3 days?
We have a new Austrian commission, and this is quite interesting. We're going to a fantastic place with these animals, up to Salzkammergut in Austria. high in the mountains, and it's going to be a natural history about wolves, bears, wild animals coming back to this area of Europe, and it's a documentary by a German TV producer.
Since they've been fed in the last 3 weeks, regularly every single day, their physical condition is just too high. They are strong and fat. If you want them for 100% working from one cage to another, you would have to get their physical condition lower down. They have to lose weight. Otherwise, you cannot count on that they would run from one cage to another. You can tell the wolf knows that we're gonna have some action. Oh, this is so heavy. Actually, I'm really happy about this Austrian commission. The bills are coming. I need to pay for those. You know how much my wolves are eating a day? It's over 100 kilograms. And I still have about 100 other animals. So we need to get this job done.
There's not much time to prepare, and the director hasn't given exact details of what they want yet. But, as they almost always want shots of a running wolf pack, Zoltan wants to make sure his wolves are prepared.
So when we go to Austria, the area won't be closed. This is a tourist destination. And I don't want the wolf end up going around and finding people with dogs and eat up their dogs. So what is very important, when the crew is going to ask us to have the wolf running from A to B, that we're gonna release them from this cage and they're gonna go to the other cage, which is full with meat.
Wolves have a sense of smell that is 100 times stronger than humans, so they can pick up the scent of meat across huge distances. Today's training is to remind the wolves that when they're released from a cage, the delicious meat they can smell will be found in another cage. Mission complete, but not every wolf made it into the cage. Volko veers off at the last minute. It won't take long to retrieve him, but Zoltan is not happy.
Whenever we do this cage-to-cage running, we always have to be careful that these wolves are arriving together. Obviously, sometimes it happens that one wolf just go away and looks for whatever, maybe for a bunny or just because he just doesn't want to go in the cage. But it's very important that they are in together, because if the wolf, let's say that one, Volko, which is the second in the hierarchy, goes away, these two guys, which has lower ranking in the hierarchy, might want to challenge him. That can cause a situation where this two gets further up in the hierarchy, and then you see now, you see this, okay? And if these two guys going above this one, they might gonna challenge the alpha male, which is lying back in the cage. Then afterwards, these two other can challenge me, and we want to avoid that. So what I have to do, I have to take care that these two guys, this one and that one, won't take the position of this one. So I'm going into the cage to help him avoid this. And I'm gonna pull him down. And what you see here, he's showing his teeth. This is showing that he's accepting dominance from these guys, and that I don't want to happen. I don't want that to happen. You see, so I'm going to make him stronger in his position, okay? And I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna put him down, okay? Like this, because up to now I'm the boss, and they cannot bite me. I'm not using power, you see? I pat his head, but I don't let him to get up. I turn him down, okay? Kiss him, push, shut up. When you see the wolf growling, showing the teeth, that's what we do most of the time in Hollywood movies. This means that he's accepting dominance.
everybody would think that he is the dominant one, but it's not. The ears are back all the time, the tail are under the stomach, and they're just squeezing and showing the teeth.
Okay, I guess it's sold. Huh? So I can come out now, but not you. You stay, little rascal. Go. Chit. Yeah, nice sold.
Zoltan has preserved his position as the alpha wolf in the pack.
They feel that I'm the alpha, and to be the alpha, you don't have to be the strongest. You have to be the cleverest. And in some pack of mine, it's the same. It's not always the strongest wolf, the alpha. Sometimes the strongest wolf is low down in the hierarchy. I have to be clever in order to be the alpha.
Every single pack has a pack leader. After that, there are all the other members of the pack which are lower ranking, but they have beta animal, they have omega animals, so everybody has their own position. We have the second, the third, the fourth, and the last one. Pack won't be able to survive without the hierarchy. Why? Because they have to live together in order to hunt big prey, like a moose. Sometimes they have to hunt a strong wild boar. One wolf is not enough to hunt a wild boar alone. He can live alone for a certain time, but he's a pack animal. So if he can, he will bond. Now if they bond, they need to have leaders who are leading the pack, leading in family life, leading during the hunt, leading in every single way, just like a human family.
There'll be no more training today, as the wolves are no longer hungry. The first part of training is over, but there are more tasks to be done, and only 2 days left to complete them. Will the cast be ready in time? Zoltan Horkai has a 3-day deadline to prepare his wild animals for a film shoot in the Austrian Alps. A shot of a running wolf pack is the most requested setup by producers. So, yesterday, they refreshed their memories of cage running, and today, most of the wolves just have to diet to make them fast and hungry for their big day. But for one wolf, there is some special training planned.
When we go to Austria, the wolf will have to get used to the heights, and they're going to have lots of cliffs. So this is just a training for them to get used to the heights. This is Boka. He's a European wolf. He's a great guy. Boka is nearly 10 years old, and he belongs to the Rufus pack. Rufus is a Canadian wolf, and this is a European wolf, but he was adopted by Rufus 10 years ago.
Canadian and European wolves make up the majority of Zoltan's wolves. It's not difficult to spot the difference, even for an amateur. Canadians, or timber wolves, are bigger than European grey wolves, but the latter are much more aggressive and dominant.
What we are trying to figure out, whether this wolf has the acrophobia like other wolf has, or not, but it doesn't seem that he would be afraid of the cliffs.
This is another classic shot that Zoltan thinks might be requested, a wolf at the edge of a cliff. This one might be tough, as wolves usually tend to avoid high places. Zoltan has to choose his wolf carefully, but Boka's audition for mountain wolf seems to be going well.
Okay, so what you see, this wolf is perfect for jumping, so I guess I'm going to take him to Austria. Babu, hop up, hop up, hop up, hop up, hop up, hop. That's okay, no problem. He's gonna keep going on. You see, hop, hop up, Babu, hop up, hop up. Good boy, you see, perfect jump. But I guess this is enough for today because we need to go home and we need to see Bruny. We are taking Bruny, the big brown bear, to Austria as well. Hop, slow down, my friend.
Bruny has also been requested for the shoot in Austria. He's a veteran performer of 20 years and weighs over 400 kilograms. He is a mix between a Kamchatkan grizzly and a European brown bear. Bruny has been with Zoltan since he was 4, when the zoo he was living at could no longer keep him.
Now, I'm going to get him to stand by a tree, because in Austria, they always want me to get a bear to climb on a tree.
Zoltan is tempting Bruny with one of his favourites,
We have this.
strawberry yogurt.
It's an equipment that we're gonna feed him with. Good boy. You see him? Perfect. Okay. You can taste the honey as well. It's all yours, but you will have to go on the tree. Isn't this amazing? Please get up. Show your size. Show your size. Good boy. Okay, you want some more? Stay up, and wave with your hand, please. Wave, hand. Wave with your hand. Bruny, hand. Wave, perfect. You are a nice guy. We have to get him stand up on the tree. So I have to mark the tree with these foot up higher, first low down, actually it's sliding down, and then he's gonna stand up. That's good boy, perfect. Good boy, good boy. Yeah, that's perfect, you see? Here too. And this is what we have to do in the film. So he better knows this. Okay, that he is climbing up further, he will find more and more food. And if it doesn't work with this, we will have to put some apple or some delicious food that he doesn't know yet.
The joint poles Zoltan holds are the secret to keeping Bruny under control.
Most important thing is always the wire. This is how you control the bear. Because the whole fence is protected by the wires and he knows the wire. You see, I move this wire and he respects it because there is electricity in there normally. It doesn't hurt him, but he still respects that and he doesn't want to go through that. Good boy, sweetheart. This is the last honey before we leave to Austria because he has to be in the perfect condition.
After the training, Boka returns to the pack. Zoltan's anxious to see how the other wolves will react to his absence, as relationships in a wolf pack can change very quickly.
Really had to take care of this wolf, which is my favorite actually. From the favorite pack that I have here, they played in so many movies and I just wanted to really take care of this guy.
The alpha male of this pack is a big Canadian wolf called Rufus. If he feels his ranking is threatened by Boka, it could be dangerous. In fact, every wolf in the pack has a ranking to protect. And even a short time away from the pack can cause a tussle for position. Rufus is clearly not happy about Boka's return. The rest of the pack begin to close in on Boka.
Missing it! Bravo! This is time when I have to get this wolf out of the pack. This is not just domination. They went on him. And the alpha is circling around. It's more than just dominating this wolf. They want to kill him. So he has no more place in this pack. Hey. 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 good. Nothing happened to him. Thanks God. Are you feel okay? Do you feel okay? Babu, are you okay? Hey, stay here with me. Hey. What I experienced in the last 20 years, there are so many questions that I'm not sure of. There are so many answers that I cannot tell. And you have to be honest. I'm learning every single day from these animals. But why it happened today is a mystery. Now after this, we have to go back to the pack because I have to show them that I'm still the boss. It doesn't mean that I have to eat a deer liver with them or I have to beat them up, nothing like this. It's just like they have to be sure that it's my decision to get this wolf out. Here. I have to go back to the enclosure and make sure that all the wolf knows that the leader is me. That it's not Rufus, it's not Dakota, it's not Volko, and not Kosa who is going to be the dominant one. That I'm the one who is leading this pack. Now, I have a really strange position in this pack. What you see now behind me, the wolves are going to the Rufus. They just went to him and they started to lick his face, accepting dominance from him. And they did that to him before they did it to me. So my position is really, really strange.
What Zoltan needs is Rufus to come and pay his respects. And fast. Dakota comes first. And then Rufus.
Okay. Hello. You see? That's a sign. Rufus came to me the second time. And before that, Dakota just came and grated me. Didn't get any punish for that. Hello. Okay, and Rufus comes to me now. You see his tail? It's because of him. Now his tail is down. And I'm not gonna do anything bad to him. Maybe I'm gonna hold him back and just pull him down like this. No power at all. I'm doing that gently and elegant. Kissing on the ground. And I don't have to bite on his neck. I don't have to snarl like this. I'm gently to him. You see he's holding my hand now. I'm not using again power. I'm just holding. And he might gonna make some noise. Like, It's not because I hurt him, it's because that means that he's accepting the dominance from me. I'm not a wolf, and he is aware of that. But still, I'm the alpha of this whole pack, even though that I'm a different creature than they are.
So, Zoltan preserves his position as alpha wolf of the Rufus pack, but now needs a new home for Boka.
I have to find a place for this guy. I have to find a place. Good. I guess we're gonna get this wolf in another enclosure because he's not gonna survive in this one.
Back from routine training, Boka was rejected by his pack. So he's now looking for a home. But Zoltan has a great flatmate in mind.
Bruny, the brown bear, is 20 years old. He's really gentle, and I hope he's gonna be a good partner for Boka. Now, Bruny, go away a little bit. Go. Let Boka come in. This is Boka, hold on. This is Bruny, okay? He's a nice guy. Go. This is gonna be your new roommate.
Wolves are happier with company than alone. So although Bruny isn't Boka's ideal choice, he will be calmer with company. And with the shoot approaching, Zoltan needs Boka settled.
If I can, I get you a girl. I'll get you a girl here. If you don't like it here, you don't have to stay. If you don't like it here, you don't have to stay. it's very important that he will have to like his new enclosure. I hope he's gonna be okay here. You see, Bruny just went away. He's not really interested about this guy. See a bubble. Okay.
Last night, the directors confirmed the shots they'll need. So it's Bruny, Boka, and a grand dame of the movies, Krista, who'll be travelling to the Austrian Alps. The journey will take 5 hours, but the animals get regular stops. Bruny's been asleep, but it's time to face the day.
Anyways, we have to give some drink to Bruny, so I'll just stop here. Okay. And I guess we can travel without these stuff because I want to get him uncovered. He likes to travel like that. Yeah, I just gave that to Judy, please. Good morning. Good morning. He was resting. That's a good stuff, huh? Are you hungry, sweetheart? Some more? Yo, man. Some apple? Okay. Let's leave before we get too much company.
The Austrian shoot begins tomorrow and will last 2 days. But today, all Bruny has to do is sit back and enjoy the view. While on the road, Zoltan receives a call from a nearby wild animal sanctuary who need his special skills with a wolf they just can't handle.
Köszönöm, szia. Just imagine a wolf was transported to the bear sanctuary, which is next town from us, and they put her in, this is a 4-year-old wolf, a she-wolf, and she was put in a bear enclosure with 30 bears and 9 wolves together, and she just escaped, and she was on the road for 2 days. Now they finally captured her, and they put her in a giant transporting cage, and I promised that in 5 days I'm gonna pick her up, but 5 days in a small cage is kind of long time. I hope nothing gonna happen to her and she's not gonna be too much stressed.
The Wolfman's team arrive early at the filming location, high up in the Austrian mountains. Before Bruny can be released, they need to prepare the terrain. The wild grass is too high and is concealing the all-important wire fencing.
It's up there. Gyertek, Krista.
I need to cut it because the bear has to see the fence.
The grass is cut, the fences are set, the film crew is ready to go. Bruny and the Wolves are filming scenes for a natural history documentary about recent sightings which suggest the return of wild wolves and bears to the slopes of the Austrian Alps. The animals are helping with some reconstructions for the documentary. So all they have to do today is act natural. With several cameramen and onlookers, this is of course the most skilled acting job of all.
Gyertek, Krista, gyere!
The crew are happy and the animals are wrapped.
Well, I think it was a nice shot.
It's excellent shots, beautiful landscape.
The next morning, the film crew ascends the mountain to a higher spot 2.5 kilometers above sea level. Bruny is on first today.
1, 2, and 3.
But he seems to have stage fright and won't come out of the cage.
you always have to be ready for unexpected things. Like Bruny doesn't want to come out of the cage, you have to convince him somehow, and that's why I got some delicious food, but let's see if he's gonna come out for that.
Keeping a crew waiting costs money. Zoltan needs Bruny out of that cage and on the job.
Grilled chicken for Bruny, for the bear. He will love this. So I'm gonna mark these stones because the director wants him to stand over here with a beautiful background. Check him out. He saw the grilled chicken, so he wants to come out now. I'm gonna start to shake the car probably.
Bruny's cage has been unlocked, so it's just a case of tempting him out. Bruny heads to the smell of the chicken, and just like the yogurt trail in training, he follows the scent to find more food, taking him on a perfect route for the director's shot.
Therefore, I love to shoot natural documentation. He doesn't really have too much task to do. He just has to do what he would do on his own. This is so nice that I can let him out in here. And it gives me a little feeling that he's back to the nature, and I've released him back just for a short time, but at least I've released him. It's strange that all my animals, the bears and the wolves, are always coming back with me, and they don't want to stay in the nature alone. Check that out, he's coming. He is just so nice. Look at him.
The location of the final shoot is even higher up the mountain. And this time, it's the wolves' turn to shine.
You know, guys, it's a hard decision what I'm gonna do now, because Boka is with the pack, and he got used to working with the pack. And the most important thing when you release them in the nature, that you have to make a rendezvous site where they always return. Even though they just go away for a kilometer and wander like a half an hour, they will come back to the rendezvous site. So we got Krista here, and we're gonna feed them in this rendezvous site.
Krista is an experienced performer with several movies on her CV. Zoltan is hoping Boka will follow her lead in finding the rendezvous spot once the filming is complete. The two wolves work well together, and the crew are treated to some fantastic shots of these wild wolves at one with nature. And when the time comes to return to the rendezvous spot, Boka follows Krista's confident lead.
I feel so bad that I didn't trust Boka. I had some doubt about his performance, but he was just great. And at the end of the day, I must say I was really happy with this shot in Austria. But now we really have to leave because that poor wolf at the sanctuary is waiting for help.
Zoltan Horkai is on a mercy mission. 4 days ago, he had a call for help from a nearby sanctuary where a she-wolf had escaped her enclosure. When she was captured, she became so aggressive they had to isolate her in a small travel cage. They desperately need the extraordinary skills of the wolfman.
We really have to go there quick because she's been in that small cage. We have to help her to get out there. This is the most famous wolf and bear sanctuary in Europe, in Veresegyház, Hungary. And I used to work here for 4 years. but this was 15 years ago, and I had lots of great memories of this place. They have more than 50 bears and about 35 wolves. It's just a great place. They really feel great here, all the animals. Okay, here's the director. Bálint.
The current director of the sanctuary is an old friend of Zoltan's. He's seen the Wolfman's incredible results firsthand, and he's hoping he can help with this very aggressive wolf.
Just imagine this wolf was grown up in another zoo, but the pack beat her up, and they wanted to rehabilitate her here in this sanctuary, but the wolf just escaped. Meddig volt kint?
Másfél napig volt kint.
It was nearly 2 days that she just spent outside. Since I couldn't pick her up, they had to put this wolf in a smaller cage, a transporting cage, and she's been in this cage for 5 days now. She went to the corner of the sanctuary, and she would able to climb up in a corner like this, and she was out, and then she just went away for 2 days. Anyways, let's see the wolf.
The wolf's ordeal has made her distressed and angry. Even the sanctuary's wolf handlers have been too scared to approach her.
Listen, it seems to be aggressive, but I don't think that she's so aggressive. She just wanna get out. Let me see if I go in the back what she's gonna do. What? Mi a neve? What's his name? Reggae. Reggae. Okay. Okay, Reggae. See ya. Reggae. She seems to be okay when I'm on the other side. So this means that she's not that aggressive, but she just want to get out of here. You see, she's trying to do everything to get out here. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna lift this door. I try to get a hold of the wolf by the head. It's very important that you're gonna catch the wolf by the head and not too in the back, because then you cannot get a good hold of it. Kicsit lassan emelsz, hogy csak a fejét ki tudja dugni. Lassan, oké? Gyere! Hey! Reggae, húzzad! Hey! Reggae! Ide, ne oda! Reggae! Jó, várjál! Reggae! Gyere! Okay. You see, that's the grip. That's where you have to hold her, and then you lift her up, and that's fine. I guess she's okay. She's not mean. Once you got her out from the cage, you see, that's not her area. Now she's out of her cage. It seems to be that she is not trying to dominate me. So this was just frustration and nothing about dominance. Obviously she doesn't want to go in this one, but somehow we have to bring her home. Hop. Let's see. You see? She basically gave up. You see that? Okay. I'll get her in. And let's close this slowly. Hop. Wait, ott benn van a kezem. Okay. That's it.
Reggae's had a traumatic time. And although it's unusual for Zoltan to take in a rescue animal, he couldn't ignore a wolf in distress. And Reggae may help him with a problem of his own.
I hope she's gonna be fine on a leash. And if she is, then I guess I can get her to the bear and get her in this new pack with Boka. That would be great. That would be lovely. You would get a nice gentleman. Hela. Ho. Slow your horse. Slow down. Hi. Hello. Come down. Okay. Check your new home. Look at that. She's marking immediately. Okay? It shows such a strong character of a wolf that I never faced before. I never seen any of my other wolves going in an area that they have not discovered yet, full of human. A crew is around, and they are just dominating everyone. It was presented to everyone that she is the one who is taking everything in charge. Marking the area, hoppa, wow, wow, that's a nice guy. Hey, this is a new place, are you happy? Okay. And then she's just marking all around and ignoring me, totally. She doesn't take me as a leader or as the boss. She accepts me, but I'm no one to her. I'm a friend. We have to change that a little bit. I have to be above her. You see, I'm not trying to dominate her. I don't want to do anything like this to her because I want to have the trust. That's the most important. Reggae, see ya. Okay. I decided to carry her in my hand through those corridors where other wolves were checking her out and obviously running on the side. That might disturb her, but somehow we had to get to the bear enclosure. Bruny, the bear, is gentle enough to handle two newcomers, Boka and Reggae, at the same time. Now I'm gonna go in the cage. Here's Boka. Yuki. Check that. She is dominant, but nothing happens. She must feel that he is a boy, and Boka is accepting dominance from the female. Check that. That's great. Hey. Bruny, I didn't see you. I'm sorry about you guys. Look, this is just fantastic. Okay, I get her off the leash. Brumika, nem. Okay, that's a nice encounter. I love this. Check that, guys. Hello, Bruny. That's a new girl. Bruny used to work with a wolf before. I love this. Reggae just dominated Boka, but it seems love for the first time. I love it. Oh, look at that. Boka just regurgitated for this wolf. That's awesome.
Wolves will usually only regurgitate undigested food for their young pups or other family members. So Boka is paying Reggae a huge compliment.
Boka is regurgitating the food to Reggae, just to make sure Reggae that he is a great guy for her. He would support her in the hunt, in the field, in everything, so Reggae can accept Boka as a partner. So by regurgitating for her, they can bond an even stronger relationship to each other. That was like heart touching. I really love that, and I think now they are in the best place that we could provide them. See ya, Boka, I got you a gorgeous girl. Check that out. I got a bunny face now. I think Boka and Reggae had a really great startup, and I just hope that it's gonna continue like this. Probably someday they're gonna bond the family with some pups, and we'll be able to introduce them to the film industry as well.
Reggae's arrival has given Zoltan a chance to rear and train a whole new generation of movie stars as he's done before. To join the family of animals at the Horkai Center.
I love this guy.
One thing's for sure, no day's the same in the life of the Wolfman.
Show me the way that you can die. Oh, I just love that.
This time on Zoltan the Wolfman, Bruny the bear is taught to chase a horse. And Bruny teaches the film crew how to chase a bear. And the wolves chase Zoltan, while Zoltan chases a new Hollywood commission.
Maria,
In the world of wolves, the leader of the pack is not always the strongest wolf. Sometimes he's the cleverest wolf. And sometimes he isn't a wolf at all.
Now I'm the boss, and they cannot bite me. I'm not using power, you see?
Meet Zoltan Horkai, the Wolfman.
And this is how we do aggression scene in the Hollywood movies.
Zoltan uses his animal's natural instincts to achieve his extraordinary results, making him the go-to animal trainer for movie directors all over the world.
And action!
And it's not just wolves that fall under his spell.
Show them. Show
For the first time, Zoltan is opening his doors to reveal how he achieves these incredible results. Welcome to the world of the wolfman. There's a buzz in the air today at Zoltan's Animal Center. A Hollywood producer casting for a new movie has asked for an audition tape from Zoltan and his animals. The centre, just outside Budapest, relies on income from movie work to keep their 100 or so animals here fed and watered. So this is an important project for everyone. The producers have requested 3 different action scenes involving wolves, horses and bears. And they need the tape before the end of the week. One of the scenes Zoltan has never even tried before, so there's a lot to achieve in the next 5 days.
I guess we have everything that I wrote down here, and if I didn't write anything down, then Attila is in charge for that, because he should know what we have to bring with us for shooting. So let's go!
Today, Zoltan and the team are driving to a remote location with 2 wolf packs to shoot the first part of the audition tape. For this scene, Zoltan needs a vast empty open plain, because he and the wolves are going to get up some speed. The scene will show a pack of wolves chasing a man on a horse. Zoltan must achieve this without the horse feeling threatened, or the wolves being in any way aggressive to the horse. So he's testing both wolf packs.
Hi guys! Today we got a commission! There must be a wolf pack chasing this horseback rider. So we got these 2 pack, and we're gonna see which one is gonna do a better job with this horse. So let's start.
In reality, the wolves will not be chasing the horse. They'll be running towards a cage of food. This rehearsal with the 2 packs is to test how they respond to the horse, as well as how focused they are on running back to the cage. Peter, Zoltan's business manager, collects the first pack in the cage. The head of this pack is a wolf called Rufus.
So we are going to get the wolf running behind the horse, and I'm sometimes in the middle of the meadow, I'm trying to collect them together with the food. And then I'm going to run back towards the cage. Peter's gonna call the wolf, and we'll see if they're gonna run into the cage. Gyertek, gyertek, gyertek! Hop, 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 hop! Gyertek, gyertek! Hop, hop, stop! Gyertek! Good. I'm going to get them together in one spot. Lydia, Petty! Gyertek, hop!
The wolves pay no attention to the horse and race past him to get to the food in the cage. This is exactly what Zoltan was hoping for. But he's still going to test the second pack.
We're gonna have this pack in here, okay? This is Nazon in the back there. That's the son of Rufus. This is Hogan. He loves Rufus. And these other 2, okay, Sami and Shayo, they're 4 years old. But they are not that experienced than that pack. But eventually I have to bring them for the shooting. So we have to see how they react to the horse. If they can communicate with each other really great, and they're not gonna chase the horse, they're gonna be interested about the food just like the other pack, then they can be in on the set too. This is going to be my backup pack if they perform perfect. If not, I have to go home and get another 4-5 wolves from the 21 that I have all together. Peter, let me sit on the horse. Okay, are you ready, guys? Hop, hop.
The Hogan pack is released and the wolves dash to the cage.
Gyertek, gyertek, gyere, Hogan, Hogan, Hogan.
The horse is standing just a few feet away, but the Hogan wolves couldn't care less.
They are not really interested about the horse. Gyertek, gyertek, hop, hop. Both of the pack are just gorgeous and great and nice to the horse. In this case, I can use both of them, and I can tell to Hollywood production what not many people can tell in the world, that I have 2 pack one which is chasing the horse, and I have a backup pack. It went great, but don't forget, we were just around the meadow. Now, we're gonna set the releasing cage deep down inside in the forest, and we're gonna lead the wolves with the horse out to this meadow, and I have to get them into that other cage. The distance between the two cages is 500 meters. Don't forget, we are out in the nature. We have no electric fencing, we have no fencing, but we are all around wild boars, deers, foxes, calf of other animals. So we have to be careful that the wolves are 100% and they're gonna follow us. That's the reason why I use Rufus pack instead of Hogan pack.
So, the moment has come to shoot the first scene for the audition tape. Zoltan's team will shoot footage from the ground, but they also have a secret weapon, the octocopter. This gives Zoltan stunning shots from the air too.
Great.
The wolves have delivered the scene perfectly, and they enjoy their tasty reward in the cage. Wolves chasing a horse, tick.
Are you guys tired? But at least you completed one task for the mission, but we still have two. It's three together in order to get the project in Hollywood. So tomorrow it's going to be something totally different and much more dangerous what we did today. Could it go wrong? But it didn't, because they were just perfect, harmonized with that horse and with the pack leader. So let's get ready for tomorrow's task.
Zoltan the Wolfman is filming an audition tape with his animals for a Hollywood movie and has been asked for 3 action scenes. Yesterday, he successfully completed the first scene, a pack of wolves chasing a horse and rider. Today's scenes will feature horses, wolves, and bears.
I take one out, you close the door.
Okay.
And I take another one, and then that's it.
It's a boiling hot day, and it's making the job of loading up the wolves even more grueling. Zoltan and his business partner Peter are taking wolves from 2 different packs.
If they both comes out, you catch the other one.
Okay.
Good. Okay, now this is gonna go. Patty, the only thing, you just have to open up that little cage when I say now. This is when I was beaten in my face once when we were packing wolves in a cage like this. But that was the other time of the year. So on 3, 1, 2, 3, now. Good. We have the last one now. But Peter, you know, I'm not really worried about this scene with them. But horse and bear, do you know anybody who did that before?
Stuff. No.
I don't. I never did that before.
So, with some apprehension, Zoltan and the team are back on the road to the training ground to attempt to film the second scene that's been requested, a bear chasing a horse.
The thing about this horse and bear stuff, that we never ever done that before. We had no commission for a horse and bear interaction up to now. This is the first time that they asked for us. If they like each other and they can do similar stuff what's written in the script, then I'm gonna say yes. But if the horse is too scared, or the bear would be too aggressive towards the horse, or the bear might be scared of the horse, then we just have to work that out somehow. And if it doesn't work out, then we just have to say no, you know. You cannot say to every single commission yes, you know, if it's dangerous or if it's not gonna work out, then you just cannot say yes. Okay, Guys, let's make the fence and I'm gonna release the bear now. Hop. Okay, we're gonna get the bear out of the cage so he can get used to his own area. And once he's done with that, then we are just gonna come in with the horse if Yuri is ready.
The chase area is fenced in with a simple wire. Bruny the bear has been trained to think that there's low voltage electricity running along the wire, which is why he's keeping well clear of it. Zoltan settles him into his new surroundings with a juicy apple.
Mega. He works fine.
And now it's time for Bruny to meet the horse.
It's a brown bear. Oh my God, that's a dangerous scene, it's a brown bear! The bear is not interested about the horse, that's good. He's a gentle guy. Bruny. Well, it ended up that I'm chasing the bear with the horse. Bear, go bear! Bruny, good boy. He's looking at the horse. That's your one, man.
It's not exactly a chase from Bruny, more of a brief trot. Bruny just isn't interested in chasing the horse. And however hard Zoltan tries, he can't get more than a few steps out of him.
Well, we had some steps. Did you get that? Okay, well, the bear was just turning after the horse. That was good. Yeah, I don't know if you saw Bruny, just hanging around and waiting for Yuri, giving him some food. Then he just looked, what is this creature? It's a horse? Yeah, she's coming. And I don't really care about that horse. That's how he acted actually. And then, but I'm a bear, I should scare her. So he did some quick movements, but then that was it.
The day is getting hotter and hotter. It's almost lunchtime and there's still no footage on tape. Frustrated, Zoltan decides to move on to the final scene. A bear fighting with wolves over a carcass.
Guys, listen to me. Everybody has to notice what we are going to do now. The next action, what we are going to do, is actually the third scene from this movie that we are requested to do a footage of. Namely, we are going to release 8 wolves, combination of 2 packs, Rufus and Hogan, and then we are going to release Bruny as well, and then we're gonna have some meat in one piece that they have to share. In order to get this done, we need Rufus pack to be in the enclosure. We release the bear out to the field, and when they are out there, then we're gonna release the second pack, the Hogan pack, into the area.
Releasing Rufus's pack first means that they will be focused on the carcass and not on Bruny or the other wolves when they arrive.
Okay. Betty, if the Volko wants to bite one of them, just don't let to do that. I'm gonna release the bear. Yuri, get a bear. Take care, because he's opening the door by himself. Now we got the bear in here. I'm getting the carcass now. Wait. No, it's okay. Start shoot that. I'll get the bear.
Bruny is a gentle bear, and Zoltan is banking on him being careful with the wolves he shares his captivity with. Once it's clear that Bruny and Rufus's pack are focused on the carcass, then it's safe to release Hogan's pack. The scene starts well, with both parties eager to take part in the fight for the meat.
Did you see that movement? Ah, that was cool. The bear could have snapped the wolf, but he didn't do it. The wolf even beat him. That's nice. He knows exactly how much he can hit the wolf. Hey, hey, Dakota!
But then the wolves start to fight each other, which is not in the script.
Gyertek, hop, 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 hop. Gyertek, gyertek. Rufus, Kosa.
Zoltan works hard to retrieve the scene, but the wolves just aren't cooperating.
Gyere, 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 gyere. Gyere, 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 gyere. Gyere, Sami. Gyere, gyorsan. Gyere, Sami. 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 Hey, Bruny, nah. Don't do that. Don't be so... Gyere, gyere.
And Peter hasn't managed to get any good shots of the action yet. The wolves have totally lost interest in the carcass. The carefully laid plans for the audition tape are rapidly unravelling for Zoltan.
I have a bad news, guys. Hogi! I have a bad news that they are not hungry. This is the only one because he's separated from the rest and he couldn't eat that much. Gyere, Sajó! Gyere, ide néz, itt a disznó. Samika. This is wild animal. Here is the fresh carcass. It was driven over by a car and it's totally fresh and they are just not gonna eat it. They are just not hungry. There's only this one. And he is the lowest ranking in the hierarchy, so he's not the one that's supposed to eat, but obviously he is the hungriest from all because in the enclosure he gets the less food because the other one takes away everything from him. So this means that I made a wrong decision because they are not in the right physical condition. And it happens sometimes. That's a wrong choice. Sometimes you do something wrong. We should have starved them for another 4 days. They're living in the nature, they live in the edge of starvation. They start to hunt when they are hungry. And we are just too good-hearted to not feed them for 2 or 3 days, hoping that they're gonna go on a carcass. We have no disturbance, we have no bears, we have no other dominant wolves on the carcass, and they still don't want to eat it. They are just hanging around, they don't even go away. Some of them go through the electric wires, some of them just stays, and they are more into getting new position in the pack instead of being on the carcass. This means that they are not hungry enough.
Zoltan and his crew return with nothing on film, and the prospect of a full-day wait before the wolves are hungry enough for the scene to work. Their only hope is that Peter can persuade the producers to ease off the deadline on the audition tape.
Probably we're gonna have some rain tonight. It was so hot that my animal didn't want to perform at all. Well, I don't want to blame it on the weather, to be honest with you. I know it wasn't the right timing. I think we cannot push with the wolves, the carcass scene, because they need to come in the best shape. So we skip it for, let's say, for at least 4 days. We'll see how they shape and what condition they're gonna have after 3-4 days. Tomorrow we have a big task. We have to have the horse and the bear in this chase. We have to get that bear running. So we have to think something. I don't want to send any footage to a Hollywood company which is not meeting with my expectation. So we have to do that better.
During the night, a huge storm hits the Horkai Center. The security cameras capture the terrified deer, fruitlessly searching for safety in their enclosure. The wind is ferocious, and eventually, a large tree falls, breaking the fence between their enclosure and the bears. Bruny the bear is quick to cross into the deer enclosure to investigate, sparking widespread panic from the deer. The commotion in the enclosure wakes Zoltan up. He hurries to check what's going on and discovers that he has a very dangerous situation on his hands.
We are in trouble. I can deal with you now. Csak amilyen gyorsan csak tudtok, jó? Nézd, minden rendben van. Petikém, szólj a Gyurinak is, hogy jöjjön, jó? Várj egy pillanatra. Be kell csukni az ajtót, jó? Let's go. Just don't forget to close this door now. Oh my God, check this out. This whole tree just fall over and ruin the fence. Well, I don't need this anymore. Listen, we have to find the bear and I have to make some phone calls.
The situation is extremely dangerous. If Brumy's frightened, he could be aggressive towards the deer. And if the panicked deer meet Bruny up close, their desperate attempts to escape could harm Bruny or each other.
We need my guys to help here. The deer must have run out or maybe he catched one, I don't know.
It's 2:30 in the morning, so Zoltan has to rouse his dedicated team to get the help he needs.
Oops, there's one deer. Check that. Are you okay? They seem to be okay. I don't think anything happened to them. Okay? Let's see the rest of the stag. These are there. Gyere, Marci. Gyere. Kicsim, gyere. Semmi baj, jó van. Don't worry. I'm here. Don't worry. Don't worry. Come on. Oh my God, there is the bear. Look at that. Well, this is a nice bear. Basically, we are safe now. It seems that he's relaxed after this storm, and it seems that the deers are okay, but we still have to check them, and we're gonna try to get him back in the original enclosure. I'm proud of this guy. Bruny, you got scared? I bet you got scared, my sweetheart. I would be scared too.
At last, help arrives, armed with flashlights and wire. After Zoltan's call, they're fearing the worst. They're expecting to see chaos and even carnage. But instead, they find a sleepy bear lying in the deer enclosure.
He has to see the wire, guys. Okay, let's go. Bruny, get
The
it.
team still need to get Bruny away from the deer so that there's no chance of a
Don't worry.
confrontation.
Wait, I have some apple. Here. Gyere! Gyere! Gyere, Bruny! Gyere, Bruny! 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 Gyere! Gyere!
Bruny is put into a spare enclosure to ensure there's no more wandering before morning.
Gyere, Bruny! You go home. Come home, Bruny! Gyere! Gyere! I guess we are done. Bruny is back in his cage. And guys, thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you. That was really nice. I hope that everybody is fine now, but we'll see that in the morning. If the deer has no injuries at all. But up to now, it looked like they are okay. So I guess we're just gonna go to sleep now. Guys, goodbye, take a rest. See you tomorrow.
It's morning. Thankfully, the storm has passed. The wolves are enjoying the puddles, and the deer are relieved that their late-night visitor seems to have vanished. Zoltan's team arrived early this morning and moved the deer into a spare enclosure while they assess the damage.
So actually we are really lucky that nobody got injured. I don't care about this one missing panel. We're gonna fix this. And check the deers, they are already coming in. We just open up the gate. So let's start. Gyere, Jóskám! Let's do it. Yeah, let's cut it here.
As the deer return to their enclosure, they discover tasty breakfast waiting for them and some new playthings.
You know, it's a big help to clean up all these leaves. They're gonna eat it. So you always have to look at the positive side of the things that happens to you.
The fallen tree will not be wasted. Zoltan will use the wood to construct a new enclosure for his ever-expanding family of animals. That afternoon, the team are off again for another attempt to film the scene for the audition tape. Zoltan has been mulling over the disastrous bear-chasing horse scene from yesterday. And he has a new plan. Bruny hasn't had the best night's sleep, so let's hope it's a good one.
Last time, I wasn't really happy with the performance of the bear and the horse. Because they run after each other, but not really in a long distance and not with the speed that we wanted. So today we have to do this again and we have to perform a little bit better. You were great, so you just have to do the same. But Bruny has to run faster. How can I achieve that?
Zoltan's plan is going to exploit the age-old weakness of every male of the species, his pride. And Zoltan's secret weapon is Bruny's old rival, Mosey. Mosey and Bruny trained together when they were young.
When they were little, with Mosey, they always had to run for the food. They had to compete. And whoever reached the cage and run in there first got the food. So Bruny remembers that. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna have Mosey in that cage. We're gonna get the cage over here next to Bruny, and he's gonna think that Mosey is going to run to the other side in this cage to get the food. So he's gonna run as well, but he's gonna have an advantage. Because first, we're gonna open up his cage, so he jumps out, and then after, we're not gonna open Mosey's cage at all, because he has to stay in that. He's gonna be too dangerous for the horse, and I don't want both of them to jump in that cage.
The capturing cage is taken to the end of the running lane. Zoltan tests the ground and ensures that his horse knows where to exit the fenced area. Bruny is visibly anxious to start. Everybody is anxious to start. The crew are standing by and the octocopter is in position. The cage with Mosey is moved into a position next to Bruny, who immediately clocks his competitor and is off. It looks like Zoltan's cracked it. Or has he? Bruny has been scared by the octocopter. He's a veteran movie star used to the equipment used on sets, but he's never seen a flying camera before.
Gyorsan, zsinór! Nyisd ki ezt a kaput, hogy vissza tudják hajtani a kocsitól! Ezt a kaput nyitni! Hey, you get away from it!
Zoltan's problem is now Bruny being on the wrong side of the wire. The training grounds are off limits to the public and well fenced, but the area's huge and it could take hours to find Bruny if the bear runs away. The team must act quickly to surround Bruny and guide him to safety.
In the back.
The cage is repositioned to a place where Bruny can be cornered. The crew works quickly to guide Bruny towards that corner. And once he's there and there's nowhere else to go, he's happy to return to the safety of the bars.
Isn't it funny, guys, that we wanted him to run for the first time and then he made us run? Well, that's when you are not counting with something. And he can get scared too. Even though that he is 400 kilograms, he can get scared really bad. Like he got scared of the octocopter. And actually this is our fault as well. Hey, don't eat that. Like I told you before, electric wire is the most important equipment that you have to take with you with a bear like this one. He doesn't like it. I mean, it's if you come and you check it, I don't really like to touch it because it hits a little bit. Like in every second, it just hits a little bit. But I have boots on, but he's on bare feet actually, you know. So it hits him more, and he's just scared of it. He tries to avoid, just like sheep and cows.
Once Bruny is rested, the team prepares for a second take of the scene. This time, no octocopter. This time it works perfectly. Bruny runs towards the cage with food, trying to beat his non-existent rival. But as far as the cameras are concerned, he's chasing a horse. Once he arrives, he's confused about the disappearance of his rival. But he's happy to return to the cage to collect his reward anyway. The scene is in the can.
Tama, I'm so proud of you. You were running with wolves, you were running with bears, and I'm sure that we are going to get that Hollywood movie if you're gonna get ready for the last day, which is going to be the most challenging. Let's call it a day. Let's get rest for tomorrow. Hasta la vista, baby.
Three days later, the team are preparing to film again. The audition tape should have been delivered yesterday, but Peter has negotiated an extra day, so that the wolves will be hungry enough to cooperate in the scene with them fighting over a carcass with Bruny.
We're gonna do the same way like we did last time. We're gonna release the wolves on the carcass first, because if Bruny starts, then he's gonna sit on the carcass, and there is no way that the wolf could get that. So first we have to have the wolves start to eat from it and get the appetite, and then we let Bruny out. He's a gentle guy, he's not gonna do anything bad to the wolves, and I really hope that they can feed on that carcass together, because if they not, then we are screwed and we're not gonna get the project. But I hope that this time it's going to be okay. Let's see. Okay, so hopefully they will eat on the carcass, okay? So we are going to release the bear, and I try to get the bear over here and get him on the carcass and see what's happening.
Bruny can smell the carcass and is eager to get going.
Be careful, eh? Good boy. Okay,
This time, the wolves put up much more of a fight over the tasty prize. Bruny wants it all to himself. But much to everyone's delight, this time, the wolves follow.
What we really wanted, it happened. The bear went on the wolves, he stayed gentle, he was nice. And then he was just, you know, taking care that nobody can get injured from the wolves. And he was just holding the carcass very gentle and take it away from the wolves, pulling them a little bit, but he didn't punch them or he didn't do anything to them. So what I want to experiment now, how the bear behaves to me when I'm coming to the carcass. I cheat a little bit because I offer him another food. Don't try that at home. While he's eating on the carcass, and let him to be pet. This means that we live in a harmony, peace and harmony. He's not mean to me, He doesn't want to do to me anything. Well, obviously I'm not going to go under him and get the carcass out of his hands. Okay, we have to know where are the borders. And I guess these wolves know exactly. And that's the reason why they just give up a little bit.
Peter has some usable shots now. But Zoltan wants to make this audition tape irresistible to the movie producers. The Wolfman is chasing the deadline to send an audition tape for a new Hollywood movie. His first attempt was foiled by extremely hot weather, overfed wolves, and a bear refusing to perform. A disastrous storm in the night almost ruined his second attempt. But the Wolfman never gives up. And finally, he's managed to get the shots he needed.
Good boy. Okay, that's normal.
But before Peter puts the final audition tape together, Zoltan wants to add in one final scene to tempt the Hollywood producers.
What I try to get now, the wolves around the bear, so we have some shots that they are teasing the bear and waiting for the seconds when they can come and get the meat away from him. Check him. So you see Rufus went on him. I really have to be careful here because the wolves are standing on my side and he might go to the wolves and look at that, that's so, slowly, gentle, that's good. That was just a little showing a sign that, that's mine, it belongs to me. But he could have catch him, he couldn't even go away from this bush. But I just love this bear that he is so gentle. Bruny. Oh, okay.
Peter needs the animal's move to get a better shot.
Bruny, gyertek. Gyere. Slowly, Bruny. So, if we can get the carcass a little bit moved, then we'll move the bear, and in this case we can move the wolves probably. Ugh. Wolfman on the ground! That didn't work out like I really wanted to, so we have to. The bear didn't even see that.
Undeterred, Zoltan tries again. But Bruny has wised up to Zoltan's plan.
Oh, and this is not the time that you can move a carcass when the bear stands on it with 2 feet. I'm trying to get the wolf to cooperate with me. Look at that, now they are back, I helped them.
And they have the shot. Cheeky wolves returning to the carcass after the bear has gone.
I think we have the story that this big Hollywood production wants, because we had the wolves on the carcass and then we have Bruny coming into the frame and taking the carcass away from the wolves. Then we have the wolves circling around the big bear. Obviously they cannot take it away easily when he is just sitting on the carcass. This carcass is about 80 kilograms. The bear is about 400. So when he sits on the carcass like this, okay, like that, guys, take care with me. So he sits on the carcass. Obviously the wolves are not able to lift that 400 kilograms plus the 80, so they cannot take it away. Patty, what's your guess? How was it?
Yeah, I think that was great. I think we have 2 shots, right at the beginning, and we had another one when he was coming back right now. I think these are 2 great shots we can use.
Are we gonna be on time?
Yeah, it's quite late, but we'll be on time, I think, yeah.
Well, let's just hope that we're gonna have this.
Yeah, we will.
Bruny, you are done. Let's go. Guys, home.
The wolves and the bear have other plans and don't want to leave the party.
Okay, I guess we can call it a day. They performed really well and it's time to get them back. Sometimes it's difficult to get Bruny from the carcass even though that he's picked out. And he still wanna protect that meat from the others. So the way we're gonna do it, we're gonna get the wolves first into the cage and then we're gonna get Bruny.
Zoltan expected problems getting Bruny off the carcass, so he's brought a secret weapon. It's a fake bear he sometimes uses for film shoots. He's hoping it will give Bruny enough of a scare to send him back to his cage.
Let's check what he's gonna do when he sees a big bear coming in the nature. I'm still hiding, so he cannot see that. Look at that. He has to go back in the cage because we have no time. So we'll try to scare him with this big bear. Bruny, stop eating. We have to go. Bruny, Bruny. Oh, Maria, Maria. Ooh. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Bruny, go. Brumika, menj.
Bruny is either scared by the fake bear or he is alarmed by Zoltan behaving so oddly.
Ez az. This is double motivation. Get him on the cage in the car. We use the electric fencing and we use this huge bear. Menj, Bruny. Na, lehet, hogy ráront. Na, menj, Brumika. Okay. Let's get the fence over the bear. Add ide a zsinort. Ráhúzzuk innen. That's perfect. So, when the bear doesn't want to leave the carcass, even though I'm damn strong, I cannot be stronger than the bear. So I have to use a little creature, a fake bear like this, and that works. That was the first time actually that we tried this. And it worked well. You know, you always have to think with his head. So your idea is his idea, basically. I'm kind of sad that in the nature, he would have not protect himself against a bear which is 100 kilo in the nature, and Bruny is 400. But that's captivity. We have to live with that. Guys, let's call it a day and try to get the material to the studio. See you later. Okay. You puppet, you can go back to your cage too.
Back at the Horkai Center's Budapest office, Peter edits his footage and gets it sent over straight away to the producers. Zoltan and the team gather around the very next day. The tape is a hit and the job is theirs. Zoltan and his animals can look forward to new adventures and new challenges when the real shooting starts. This time on Zoltan the Wolfman, a nervous actress gets a crash course on working with predators. The wolves start to train for a new Hollywood movie, but will it be too much even for the Wolfman? And wild sheep go crazy at the farm. What are they so scared of? In the world of wolves, the leader of the pack is not always the strongest wolf. Sometimes he's the cleverest wolf. And sometimes he isn't a wolf at all.
Now I'm the boss. They cannot bite me. I'm not using power, you see?
Meet Zoltan Horkai, the Wolfman.
And this is how we do aggression scene in the Hollywood movies.
Zoltan uses his animal's natural instincts to achieve his extraordinary results, making him the go-to animal trainer for movie directors all over the world.
And action!
And it's not just wolves that fall under his spell. For the first time, Zoltan is opening his doors to reveal how he achieves these incredible results. Welcome to the world of the Wolfman. It's all stations go at the sanctuary today, as Zoltan's wolves have bagged a starring role in a Hollywood fantasy movie. But Zoltan's anxious, as it requires him to train an animal he has less experience with. A human.
So guys, this is Virag. She's a stand girl.
Hi.
And this is the first time that she's going to work with these animals. Have you ever worked with other animals?
No, mainly not wild animals. So I'm pretty afraid that I can do anything with them.
I told you, don't be afraid of them. Don't shoot.
Virag will be starring alongside the wolves, so she and the pack must be totally comfortable working together for a successful and safe shoot.
Look, the wolf are very sensitive animals. When they see that you are like scared and your body movement is like this, then they're gonna be really skeptical because they have this ability to figure out who has unnatural movements. This is how they selecting prey animals. They can tell.
Usually the wolves would work only with an experienced wild animal specialist. A total beginner has a huge amount to learn.
It seems that Virag is a nice girl, but she was a choice of our studio. And I have no idea how she's going to react to the wolves, but we'll see. We'll be smarter once we get out of the enclosure. We just have to really focus on her behavior, and I'm trying to convince her that she is going to be safe. The wolves are nice to her.
The stunts Virag will be learning, first seen by the producers on one of the Wolfman's previous films, Blood and Chocolate, a movie about a beautiful female werewolf who falls in love with a human and fights against her pack for the right to be with her. Zoltan's Wolves played centre stage, starring alongside a host of Hollywood actors, including Hugh Dancy and Olivier Martinez.
Oh, that was unbelievable, working with real wolves, because they're supposedly untrainable. Actually, they are untrainable. They can be only motivated. And that was a very profound experience, working with these animals. Very, very moving, very interesting. Actually, wolves are the contrary of their reputation. They're actually very shy. They're very intelligent, highly spirited. Actually not bloodthirsty at all.
The producers of the new movie have commissioned Zoltan, hoping for the same stunning results. Last time, the actor had plenty of training, and Virag has 2 days. The first step is for Virag to face her fears and enter an enclosure full of wild predators.
Just step over the electric fence. Good. Oh, he came to you immediately. Look, now you can pet that guy. That's great, that's great. Look at that, Rufus came to you.
Zoltan talks in a calm tone to keep Virag's nerves steady and to reassure the wolves that there's nothing to worry about.
You can bend down. Oh my God, so many kisses. This is the first time that Rufus does that to someone right at the door.
It's a good start. The pack really take to Virag, and she holds her ground while she gets bombarded with a wild wolf welcome.
Oh my God, this is love.
Zoltan had planned to start training tomorrow, but the bonding has been so successful, he's got a new plan.
Right after this nice encounter with the wolves, we can push her into the harder situation when the wolves are growling at to her. So I think it would be just great to do this rehearsing right now.
This scene is a terrifying experience to a first-time wolf co-star. Virag must go face-to-face with a growling wolf. Hollywood wants to see wolves growling and showing their teeth, but in fact, in the wild, Nelson would not do that to Virag. So Zoltan will use food and another wolf to get the right behaviour from Nelson. He's not been fed today. The stakes in the meat ensure that the wolf can't just grab the food and run away, so the meat stays out of the frame and the growling wolf stays in shot.
This is what you have to do now. We're gonna have a big piece of meat and it's going to be in front of you. You're gonna go down like this because in the scene you are falling down and the wolves are attacking you. So you are on the ground because you just fall. And we're gonna have Nazon standing in front of you and eating on that carcass, on that meat. And Peter is going to hold the wolf behind you that's going to be dominating Nazon most probably, and Nazon is going to go to show his teeth. He will show and growl because he's protecting the meat, and on the other hand is subordinated, so he has to show the teeth.
And the action begins.
Ready? You're gonna keep the leash on him.
Nelson growls, but it's not impressive enough.
Check it out.
Zoltan pretends to attack Nelson to make him even angrier.
His mouth is full.
Only a few feet stand between Virag and a ravenous Nelson. She has to stand her ground while the other wolf challenges him. And that's the teeth-baring shot Zoltan needs. A ferocious growling wolf face to face with our heroine. Virag has passed the test. Despite being only inches from these predators, she doesn't flinch.
It was, I don't know, so damn scary, like a nightmare between two wolves, or I don't know how you say wolves. Yeah.
You can't even talk, huh?
No, I
But
can't even talk.
you
It's
did
difficult to
great.
talk now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are a tough girl.
Thank you.
And I guess we're gonna leave him alone now to eat this. And then we're gonna come back and pick up the sticks.
Can't wait for tomorrow.
Me too. Let's go.
Zoltan is delighted.
Great.
Virag has proved to be a natural with the wolves,
Peter, you're great too.
but there are still many scenes ahead for Virag and Zoltan to conquer. The Wolfman has been commissioned by a Hollywood studio to train his wolves and their actress to perform a number of difficult setups to be cut together into a spectacular chase scene. Yesterday, the actress Virag bonded successfully with the wolves, but there's still much work ahead.
This is going to be a fantasy movie.
In Zoltan's kitchen that afternoon, he and Peter run through all the setups that the film producers have asked for.
So this is the first part. The lady is spotted by the three wolves on the cliff.
So we have to convince them somehow to stand there.
Yeah, it's not an easy task. And the second one, she's chased by the wolves.
So we can use probably Rufus pack because they can run from one cage to another.
Yeah, that would be a good choice.
The film producers know that Zoltan delivered exactly this scene to great effect in Blood and Chocolate. The film told a story of a number of young teenagers who turned into werewolves, but most of these wolves are now retired. Rufus is the only one from the Blood and Chocolate cast who's still working.
And the third one is the lady is surrounded by the wolves.
This is going to be difficult. It's again, they have to learn how to stand on different spots around her. This is going to be really difficult. And that one?
The jumping scene, we did quite a lot of that in Blood and Chocolate.
Yeah, but in Blood and Chocolate we use Maya. She's too old, so we have to teach maybe another European wolf to do that, because the Canadians are too heavy for that, especially if it's a lady who is going to handle the wolves. So maybe Shayo can do that.
We can do that with Shayo.
He's quite excited for a job like that.
And the last one, I think it's a mysterious stranger somehow chases them away and saves the lady.
So the whole scene has to look like that they would run away because he is coming in frame. That's not gonna be easy. And we...
And the final part, the mysterious stranger is attacked by the wolves. And
okay, this guy is going to be killed by the wolves. We did that before in Investigator.
The film The Investigator not only featured the wolves, it also featured the Wolfman himself. Because it was such a risky stunt, only he could perform it. The wolves each bite on a chunk of meat tied to his body that they've been trained to find and wrestle away from him. It's clear that a whole new generation of wolves needs to be trained to perform these difficult stunts. The Wolfman and Peter head out immediately to start the first training program, teaching the wolves to tear Zoltan apart. The training for this stunt is a big undertaking. At first, each wolf separately learns to find their chunk of meat tied to Zoltan's body. And then they start to practice in 2s, 3s, and eventually all 4.
We're gonna use Hogan, we're gonna use Volko, we're gonna use Nelson, and we're gonna use Rufus. Every one of them has to know where they have to bite me. If they miss, then I'm in trouble. So what I have to do, I have to get this meat and I got to pour this on me so I stink like meat all over. So you'll see, they come and they check out my body. Okay, because they smell this. Rufus is going to come and bite on my back, like wow, like this, because the meat is here. But in order to have him just to bite on here, when the rest of the pack is coming and I'm gonna have placed meat on my leg, here and here, it's very important that he thinks, Rufus thinks, that I have meat only on my back.
Rufus is the first to look for his meat. He's done this many times before. It's just a question of how long it will take him to remember the exercise. He goes straight to Zoltan's back, but his bite is rather clumsy.
As you see, I have nothing on. Rufus. Hoppala, first time. first rehearsal, and he already knows what to do.
Rufus does well. Next up is Volko, another actor with plenty of experience
He's a really nice
of
guy.
tearing Zoltan to pieces.
He knows the meat is there, but that's where he can get. Oh, you see the experienced wolf? He knows exactly where to run.
He immediately bites the right place.
Oh. Slowly.
Volko was the lead wolf in the stunt for the investigator.
Actually, the investigator, he was the one jumped on my back and pulled me on the ground. I fell down, and all the other wolves came on me, and I fight with them like this. Good boy. Good boy.
The third wolf is Hogan. He's never done this stunt before, so he's learning for the first time that he might find meat on Zoltan's body.
You see, he has no idea what is the task about. Hey, Hogan, check that out. Check that out. Check that. Hop. Get that meat from my leg off. Come on. Take it off from my feet. Just bite it off, Peter. Show him. This young guy is really great. Yeah, Hoagie, you steal the food. Which feet is? This is my feet, the left one. Just remember that.
Nelson comes last. After having that big chunk of meat yesterday, he might be the least interested in getting more.
That's your duty. Yeah, keresd. Here. Slowly, my friend.
But he finds the meat
And he
and
did
happily
fine.
devours it. Then Zoltan hides the meat to make it harder. He's ruining the jumper, but he hasn't got the meat.
It's dangerous. But the meat is still here. Thank you.
Finally, he
It's
finds
done.
it.
It's done. He also has to learn when he got the meat and it's no more meat in there, he shouldn't bite me.
The next step for Zoltan is a controlled confrontation to settle the hierarchy of the wolves, so there's no chance of infighting during the rest of the training. Rufus, the alpha male, is the father of Nelson. Zoltan and Peter are holding two wolves together while they growl and attempt to attack each other. Nelson does not belong to Rufus's pack anymore, and like every teenage son, wants to challenge his father's place in the hierarchy.
No, that's what I wanted. We love Nelson, but we have to make Rufus stronger in his position.
He pets Rufus and pinches Nelson, thus showing that the pack leader supports Rufus as his alpha, and there will be no changes in the pack hierarchy. Harmony is maintained, and the wolves are ready to work together. It's an early start at the sanctuary this morning. The big day of training has arrived. The wolves haven't eaten for 5 days, so they're hungry and eager to get going. Perhaps too eager. Today, the wolves and Virag will have to master all the scenes storyboarded for the Hollywood film. Zoltan has planned the day meticulously, but he's still anxious about whether his wolves will perform with the inexperienced Virag.
You cannot rely on the wolf that they would do that. You know, you can teach him, but they need to do it at the right moment, when the director says, now. The major difference between wolves and dogs are that the dogs are domesticated and wolves are not. This means that dogs are depending on human and they are communicating with human, whereas wolves are not depending on human. They have to solve their own problem in the nature, and that's in their instinct. So they do everything by their own. Therefore, it's very important that I have to think with their head. This means my idea has to be their idea.
There are 5 setups to get through today, which will eventually be cut together to make one exciting scene. But Zoltan is taking no chances, and will start with the basics again this morning.
First step is maybe one of the most important. Virag, who doesn't really know these wolves, just met once with them, has to be very, very familiar with them and has to gain a lot of trust. And that's going to be very interesting. You'll see. So what we're gonna do now, around the mud, we're gonna set 2 cages, and Virag's going to pet the wolves in the cage, and then she's gonna start to run while we are calling the wolves by the capturing cage. So we are expecting the pack running into the cage after her. She's a great runner, but before that We are going to go in this cage with Virag. Without any question, just follow me.
Okay.
We go in here. Good. Coming in. Okay. Bezárhatod. And now you can start to pet them, just like they would be your dog. Bend over to this one, and you can pet that one as well. And you can say, this is Volko, this is Rufus, you can say the name of them.
Zoltan keeps a close eye on everything Virag does near the wolves, because locked in the cage, they'll be extra sensitive to any sign of fear or a natural tension from her. But he likes what he sees and decides she's ready for the next step.
Now I'm gonna get out, and I'm gonna leave Virag here alone, just to make sure that they will feel fine with her. And this means that she's in here, and she's made them calm.
The behaviour of wolves can change quickly if they find themselves in an unexpected environment.
Just pet it.
But Virag stays calm, and the wolves stay calm too.
You can go to Rufus and you can pet him, and you can ensure him that you are nice to him.
Luffy, gyere mucika.
Virag bravely pets the wolves to build this all-important bond.
He is not going to bite you, he's not going to do anything to you. You can even lift his head a little bit. You can put your right hand under his jaw and just lift a little bit. Trust me.
Okay. Mi van itt?
That's fine.
He
See you,
doesn't
Rufus.
want to.
He doesn't want anything.
He's the pack leader, right?
He's the pack leader. He's the alpha male. Okay. I guess this is fine. We can start working. She has to learn how to behave in a critical situation. If the wolf's going above her, she still have to listen me. And I have to know that. If she can do that, that's not an easy task. But she's doing great. So we can go to the cliffs now.
The first setup they will attempt is the heroine locking eyes with a wolf on the cliffs.
You have to be down then. You're gonna walk down on that road. And then when you reach that little stone, you have to look up and you figure that the wolves are around. And then you get scared and you start to run. You start to run in that direction. And basically this is it. Now the task for the wolf is to stand here. This is really, really difficult.
It's hard for the wolfman to keep his wolves in one place, because in the wild, wolves survive by staying on the move. So this is where his skills as a trainer come in. He must keep them on the rocks until Virag arrives.
One by one. Ott.
They've grasped the idea that if they stay on the rock, they get a piece of meat. And so now Virag can play her part. Virag stops and locks eyes with Rufus. Good? No, not good. Their eye contact was too brief. Zoltan has to ensure that Rufus stays still longer. Take two. Virag locks eyes again, and this time Rufus stares and stares. Much better. Zoltan is satisfied.
Now that they were so great in this scene, we are moving on and we're gonna do the chasing.
The second setup is the desperate heroine chased by wolves. The wolves will be running from one cage to another, but Virag must time her run to appear as though they're pursuing her. The risk for her is a fall, because the wolves could interpret this as subordination and try and dominate her.
It was okay. It was a little bit scary because I knew that they were following me, but it was still okay.
One she-wolf does not return to the cage and has to be recaptured by Zoltan.
I cannot afford to lose her, because if I lose her, then she can do any damage in the forest. She can kill a roe deer or a red deer calf, even a wild boar.
This means another run to ensure the she-wolf learns she must return to the cage. The wolves can reach up to 50 miles per hour, but Virag is managing to stay ahead. This stunt was performed by Rufus and the pack in blood and chocolate to great effect. The chase stunt has been a success, And Virag has passed with flying colours.
Actually, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I can say it's one of the most fun thing in my life ever I done, running with the wolves. Next time I'm gonna dance with them.
Zoltan has been training his wolves and actress Virag to perform 5 setups storyboarded by the producers of a new Hollywood movie. The third setup is the heroine surrounded by wolves.
This is one of the most difficult stuff for the wolf to learn. Standing still, they are like their owner. He cannot stand still like this and wait for nothing.
Zoltan sets up a circle made out of stones.
I'm always making marks for the animals because if I have the marks, even though at the end of the day they don't stand on it, but they're just around, you know, that's useful, okay? They don't have to stand on right here, but they know that this is the spot of them.
Virag will be inside the circle, and every wolf surrounding her is a stone assigned to them.
We like to have Hogan, on this spot.
It takes patience
Okay.
to teach the wolf to stay on the stone.
European is always more excited and it's more difficult to get them in standing. This is not a wolf dog. This is not a hybrid of a dog and a wolf. So to work with them, it's much more difficult. In the United States, even in Europe, there are some wolf movies that they used wolf dogs, and it's very convincing. Audience might think that these are real wolves because they have less knowledge. But these are 100% pure wolves, and to work with them, it's much more difficult than with the wolf dogs. Hop, 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 hop. You see the excitement on that wolf? Okay, hop, hop. Ot, nep. Get the stone, get the stone. Ot, ot. He has to he has to figure that he has to stand on the stone. Ot, figyelj. Again, ot, ot. Sometimes you hear me doing this. This means for him that he did something good. Gyere. Ot, ot. Super.
Now Zoltan hands over to Virag. Will Hogan still stay put when Virag feeds him?
Super. This is much more difficult for the young wolf and for the European wolf, but as you see, we managed with him. So we're gonna do now Rufus, which is going to be very difficult because he's so shy. But he's the cleverest. We'll see how fast he's gonna learn this.
Rufus, a Canadian wolf, may be shy around humans, but he soon proves why he's pack leader. It only takes a few goes to work out the connection.
Rufus.
If I stand on the stone,
Super.
I get the meat. Easy. Now, all the wolves must stand on their stones at the same time. Coordination is key, and every trainer gets one wolf assigned to him. Even Virag will have one.
I guess we are ready now. You have to get Hogan, and you will have to bring Kosa.
The learning curve gets even steeper for Virag. Now she's alone and has to control a wolf. She's never done this before, and the wolf, Kosa, might sense her anxiety.
You have the most difficult task because you have to be able to bend down here and feed him on the ground. You're looking around, then you feed him. And we try to feed the wolves also in the same moment, in the same, we have to have the same beat with Virag. So I'm gonna get Rufus, stand on there, get a Rufus. Rufus only when Virag is feeding him, when he feeding me, that's when I'm gonna throw him the weight, okay? And always try to get it close to him and wait until all of them gets back.
The wolves are brought to their positions. Virag gets down and locks eyes with Kosa. A feat in itself for this new training.
It changed my perception of the wolves absolutely, because I was so afraid of them and I thought that they are so wild and nobody can touch them. I saw people, I saw Zoltan before, like dealing with them, acting with them, but I didn't know that I would be able to get that close to them.
The wolves are in position and wait for their treats. And freeze. Here it is, the perfect moment, which will be used in the movie. The next setup is a wolf jumping from height onto our heroine. In Blood and Chocolate, Zoltan's wolf Maya performed this jump onto the leading man, but this jump will be a world first.
We're gonna have vicious wolf on the table, running up, and then this is what you never seen before in any movies, not even Hollywood. He is going to jump on a lady on Virag. And this is going to be the first one in the world that a lady is attacked by a real wolf. And I have to emphasize that for you guys, it's not a wolf dog, it's not a hybrid, it's not even a Canadian wolf, it's a damn European wolf.
I haven't done anything like this before, like with wild animals but jumping on me. So for me it's a little bit scary, but I hope I'm gonna survive.
The most interesting about this whole rehearsal is that the wolf is going to be so quick, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So he is like turning really, really quickly. And this allows us to have like 10 shots in 1 minute, you know, 10 takes in 1 minute. You will see. Before, you know, a few years ago, he's 4 years old. We did Dracula with this wolf, and he was excellent. That's not an easy task for a lady who is there. He has the shoulder free, you know, and she can jump on the chest, so you might gonna get some scratches.
Shayo looks very eager to jump on anyone, especially where there's meat involved. Virag is less keen, but puts on a brave face. A wolf jump in the movies is actually made up of several different jumps. The wolf leaps from a table out of shot. It looks more spectacular and is less likely to cause injury to the actors. Shayo is still on the leash, while Zoltan winds up his excitement. Shayo learns that Virag will always have a treat for him, but soon the leash must come off.
We know a lots of examples when wild animals injure their owners and their trainers, even kill them. So we have to be very careful. We have to understand the signs of the animals. We have to know what they're thinking of, and they have to understand our signs as well. So what you're gonna see now, wolf is jumping on Virag, it's not going to be just a task. It's going to be something very special. You have to help him. You have to help him out. Good. Okay, step back a little bit, step back a little bit.
Virag has meat pieces tucked under a shoulder
Don't
strap.
touch the feet, the belly. Okay, good, good, that's fine.
Shayo is warming up. He's running faster and faster.
Okay, are you ready for a jump? Okay.
And then
Good.
he jumps.
Okay.
Each time Virag moves a little further away from the table to extend the jump. But the further Shayo jumps, the heavier he is.
Super. Next one. Super. Megvan, leveszi mindig. Ah, that was cool.
Virag is scratched, but happy.
He's her, not me.
Yeah, it's very difficult to talk about the feelings when, you know, a wolf is jumping towards you, because I think, you know, this is like a nightmare in a normal life, and I hope I'm not going to dream of it like as a nightmare. But here today it was so special, and I'm so happy that I could be able to do it with him. He's an amazing wolf, and I'm just happy that I survived.
And Shayo has just become Hollywood royalty by being the first wolf skilled enough to jump safely on a woman. It's been a long day, but Virag has one more setup to achieve. Zoltan asks her to pet and feed the wolves, because this setup will require full trust between Virag and these wild predators. She must lie down and allow them to surround her until she's rescued by a stranger, who will be played by Zoltan.
You can go down and you can start to call them. Betty! Are you okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I saved your life. That was nice. what amazed me the most, when Virag just captured that wolf, hold it there, grab the wolf by his face and neck, and just pull the wolf over herself and fight it for a second like this. And when we called the wolf, she released in the right time. Timing was perfect, the way that she grabbed the wolf. So a lady who never did anything like this, met up with a wolf just one day before. I mean, what else can you expect from her? That's amazed me. This was your first time with the wolves. How do you feel?
Wow, no words at all to say that it was like a never forgetting experience. And I'm very happy and honored that I could do it. For me, I'm in love with wolves now.
Zoltan, Virag and the wolves are ready for their shoot. And together, they'll be able to deliver a stunning scene that will thrill movie audiences around the world. But we know these scenes are only possible where there's trust and respect between wolf and actress. A lesson Virag has more than mastered today. It's a new day on the farm. While Zoltan and Peter were away training for the movie, the rest of the animals were left in the safe hands of the team at the farm. There are a huge variety of species here, and every animal regularly needs feeding, cleaning out, or simply attention. Zoltan still has one stunt left to achieve with the wolves, and it will be the most dangerous of all. But first, he has a pretty dangerous task to perform at his farm. His wild mountain sheep, or mouflon, are due their worm injection.
So, today we're gonna have the mouflon vaccination, because the next day we're gonna be so busy with other things, and I'm gonna run out of time. They are pretty wild, and you have to take care that they don't hit your legs or your face, because they can be really tough. So I'm just gonna slide in this door, and we're gonna lock this now. Ooh, this is just right.
The mouflon have to be herded from the big enclosure to the smaller one. These are the male sheep. Their horns grow to almost 1 meter long over their lifetime, and an adult weighs around 50 kilos. You do not want one of these hitting at your speed. The wild sheep are finally corralled into the smaller enclosure, with no damage to the team.
We're gonna catch them one by one with Yuri, and we're gonna inject them, and then we're gonna release them here. Peter's gonna open up the door when I tell him to open. And then when they are finished here, they all can go back to the big yards.
The first one's done, only 6 to go. The size of a mouflon's horns determines the animal's status in the group. Larger horns mean a higher position and greater dominance.
That's the biggest one.
This one is the top-ranking sheep.
Done.
And the job is done.
We are done. The mouflon rams are vaccinated, so they can go to the big field now. Let's go. Let's call it a day.
It's the dawn chorus, wolf style. Today the Wolfman will be putting the finishing touches to an extraordinary stunt. It's extremely dangerous, and the wolfman will need extra help.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Morning. Let me introduce you guys. Adam, he's a friend of mine.
Hi guys.
And we did Blood and Chocolate together. He knows the wolves since they were born, all of them. And the wolves love him. So today he's going to help us, and I can trust him because he's really good with the wolves. So let's get started. I have to change now.
Today, for the first time, the wolfman will be attempting the stunt where he's ripped apart with all 4 wolves at the same time.
The rain is just started, but it doesn't matter. Peter will need his jacket. Anyways, we're gonna be under the tree and we are protected, but we still have to rehearse. So, Adam, the wolf is just gonna come from there. You just have to let him go on the leash, and I show him the meat, and he has to eat that. I'm ready. Adam, you can come.
Koza gets one last practice, as he's the least experienced performer.
This is what they want to see in the movie. That hurts really bad, but that's okay.
The meat is tied with cords to stop the wolves from running away with it, but sometimes their teeth get caught in the loops. Zoltan needs help to release the wolf's grip before he loses his hand.
Jó, vedd le, Ádám. Cseréljük el egy kajával. Azért fogd el. Késő. That's the trick. He got ripped. He got a grip of this. He doesn't come to that point that if he opens up his mouth, then he can get rid of the rope, and then he could get the meat in this case. And that's the point, because then it's shaking like this, and for the audience it looks like that he's pulling it. You'll get some little bruises on your hand end of the day, but that's fine, because it's so excited that you can stand this little thing.
The last practice is over. Now it's time to play the scene for real. 4 wolves are on standby to rip Zoltan apart.
But if something goes wrong, you have to trust your colleagues. They have to be there, because what can be wrong? They might grab on me, and one grabs me, then it's just going to be too late to have my colleague to be there, because if you get a grip, then his jaws is going to go through my skin. But hopefully everything is going to be okay. Therefore we rehearse so many times, one by one.
The wolfman now has to trust in his skills as a trainer and his wolves' ability to remember what they've learned. He also has to trust his 4 wolf handlers, as the timing of each release is critical. The rain gets stronger, but it doesn't dampen Zoltan's spirits.
Well, we can put that on.
Put the camera on. Great.
Anything would happen, tell my mom I'm laugher.
I will.
I'm full of meat, so just keep the wolf from a distance. So, what is really important now? Don't release the wolf. Don't release your wolf until Rufus doesn't have the right grip on my neck. Once I'm down and you see Rufus shaking me, then release him immediately. The only way it's gonna go well, when Rufus have a great grip, he pulls me down and he starts to shake me. This means that he got his teeth into a rope and he's gonna shake me for a while, so it's worth to get the other wolves on me and have them shake me. All of them has to shake me. If they don't shake me right, then we have to do it again and again. Ready, action. That.
The wolves arrive in perfect time and play their part in mauling Zoltan beautifully. But then something goes wrong, and the wolves start to fight amongst themselves. Zoltan's crew immediately pulls them apart.
Guys, we made a mistake. A big mistake. You know what was that? They arrived to my body at the same time, so Kosa was down at my feet and Hogan was up my hand, and they were blocking each other to take the meat from the right position, what they learned. So now we have to do it again.
Despite having been yanked and pulled by 4 wolves, Zoltan doesn't even take a breath before plunging into another take. And this time the wolves find their meat and the scene looks convincingly terrifying. But then the action spins out of control as the wolves start to drag Zoltan towards the pond. Luckily, the wolf handlers are quick to the rescue. But the dragging has given Zoltan some painful burns.
You see, it's not the bite, not the grip, what he was just holding. I have no injuries on my feet, but while he's pulling the whole body, I'm 76 kilograms, and the rope on the other side is just really tight. It's like you would be hanged on this rope by your feet. Of course, still needs some preparation until we got to the studio, but it's very promising, and I'm convinced that they are going to do the job again, just like they did in Blood and Chocolate. It was fantastic and amazing. It was a great feeling, the way they pulled me, but still I could feel that they're kind of taking care of me, and they are kind of not sensitive, but they are careful how they bite on my feet, on my legs, and on my back. Anyways, Adam, thank you very much for everything. It was really nice.
Zoltan may need to invest in a new set of stunt clothes for the next practice, but it's a small price to pay. Being pulled apart on a Hollywood film set has to be one of the Wolfman's favourite pastimes. And it won't be long before Zoltan, Virag and the wolves will be on their way to Hollywood again.